Welcome to part 2 of staying at Stone's Throw Cottage in a river town along the Mississippi River. If you haven't heard part 1, go back and just hear the exploring of this cute cottage so you can picture where we're at. Close your eyes, relax, take a deep breath and let it all out. And just breathe deeply and smile as you listen. Try to picture yourself in my place or right alongside me. It is evening at Stone's Throw Cottage. We've had our supper and done the dishes. While doing dishes at the kitchen sink, I could see the neighbor's light come on, and through their shade, I could see there's someone doing dishes at their window too. Now it's just looks like such a perfect evening outside. The air coming in the open windows is fresh and a little bit cool, but still so comfortable. So we grab light jackets, head out through the porch, turning on a lamp as we go through, and then out the creaking storm door and across the little deck, dropping down between the bushes. We almost step on some herbs that are growing in the edge of the lawn. And stepping out on the grass for the first time, we head for the Adirondack chairs in the backyard. They're kind of a buttery yellow, maybe a goldfinch yellow. And we settle in there. I grabbed the tree book on the way past in the porch because I'm still so curious about this huge tree in the backyard, towering over us, reaching much higher than the house. Settling back in the chair, I stretch my legs out in front of me and lean my head against the boards in the back and just relax a bit. Tipping my head up, I look at the tree, and those pods are just fascinating. They're so long. They're so brown right now and twisted as they dry. I saw some more in the grass as I walked over here, so I look down. I pop out of my chair and go and pick up the nearest pod, and bring it back to the chair, and start paging through the book as I sit there. This is The Trees of North America, so there are many options. And when I find something with similar leaves or pods, I have to look in the back and see if it actually grows in this region. After some discussion, we figure this is a catalpa tree, with the word cat at the beginning, alpa, catalpa. How interesting, it even has a funny name to go with the funny pods. Wow, that is fun to see. They do not grow in my area, even though I live in the same state, quite a few, like 5-6 hours away. With the tree figured out, we can just relax and enjoy some more time out here. I think this would be the perfect place to have some hot tea. So trotting back into the cottage, I turn on the stove under the kettle and pull out a tea mug. I hand out mugs to everyone who wants tea, and if they want, there's the espresso machine too, but I'll go with tea at this time of night. Looking through that sampler of herbal teas, I pick the one that looks just perfect for tonight. Not too flavored, gentle and relaxing. Pretty soon the tea kettle starts whistling. Oh, I haven't heard a whistling tea kettle since I was young. How fun. I hear the water swish and bubble into my mug as I pour it in right over the loose tea leaves in that diffuser. And then I put the little lid on top of the diffuser, which covers the whole mug, and carry it out to the backyard. Settling into the Adirondack chair this time, I look up and see above the house and beyond, a few blocks away, the bluffs are glowing with the sunset light cast from behind our backs across the Mississippi River. Oh, that bluff is rugged. It's almost vertical in so many places. Bare rock. But there must be little ledges here and there because there's trees growing up. I don't know how they can cling there. There's some bushes. There's a lot of trees on the very top of the bluff. And I see movement. One of those cracks must be wider than it looks because there are people up there. There must be a hiking trail. That would be fun to try sometime. The view must be amazing from up there. Taking sips of my tea, I hear a funny bird call that I don't have at home. And then a splash of red goes flitting by and lands in the catalpa tree. And I hear the same song louder than ever. It reminds me of car alarms. It's hilarious to come from a bird. It's a cardinal. Well, they shouldn't be so surprising to me, but we don't have them on the prairie, so I do not know that sound till now. I don't think I'll ever forget it. Cardinals and car alarms. Then there's this soft hoot. And I look up and try to scan the treetops. There's some really tall, thin, spiked pine trees between our house and the neighbors. And there it is. There's an owl up in that tree. I point it out and we look and we watch it. Its head turning so slowly and so far around. And it gives another hoot. Oh, so interesting. And then it glides away, absolutely noiselessly. If we hadn't been watching, we would have had no idea that such a huge bird had just flown overhead. We hear a neighbor calling, "Lucky, Lucky," and realize it's our hostess next door. She came to visit us before we had our meal, and we got to meet Heidi, and she just wants to have us feel at home here and let her know if we need anything at all. She'll love to tell us about her plants and find out about us. And she is calling for Lucky. I wonder what Lucky is. A dog? Nope, there comes a cat trotting across the neighbor's yard and then across our yard and over toward Heidi. Oh, it's a beautiful, fluffy cat. Funny, I hear its collar jangling and it comes trotting like a dog coming home to its call. Heidi waves and we wave back. It's getting a little cooler out here. The sun is definitely down behind the bluffs on the other side of the Mississippi because even the top of this bluff is dark. So, listening a little bit more as crickets start chirping. We hear the wind pick up and feel it whipping around, tickling my face with my hair. I pull up my hood and hunker down and finish my tea. As the birds get quieter and the wind gets louder, I say, should we head in? That porch looks awfully cozy in that lamplight. So we head in and hear the storm door creak again behind us. Turning on a couple more lamps, this room just glows with all of the shiny honey-colored wood, floor, ceiling, walls. I notice more than I had before that this room is very Scandinavian themed. Not only the wood, but also the decorations. There are some, is it trivets or just wall hangings? I'm not sure, that are made with the Scandinavian children designs where they're wearing the traditional clothes. And then there's some little goblins, or what are they called? Trolls, they're called, in the funny hats and red button-up vests. There are Scandinavian designs and lots of red and blue and white. Bringing my tea mug back into the kitchen, I noticed the piece of furniture over by the bedroom door off the living room that I haven't looked into yet. So I go over there and pull open some drawers. There's some maps of the area. There's placemats for the dining table. And Kleenex. And, ooh, this looks fun. There's some coloring books for adults and markers. All different beautiful colors of markers with fine tips, almost like a pen. Well, that looks like something fun to do out in the porch. So I take them out, step down and hear the floor creak, and settle over at the little bistro table right by the windows. The window's still cracked open and the fresh air is coming in. And some bird sounds, just a few settling down for the night. Flipping through this, it's actually kind of a notepad with, you could tear off each coloring sheet and really thick paper. I choose a beautiful design that just looks so soothing and rhythmic to color. I rip it out, set it on the glass-topped table, and start to choose some colors. We turn on an audiobook to listen to and gather around, one in the cozy chair, someone on the couch. And we just spend the evening in this warmly lamplit room, feeling so on vacation. Eventually, I find myself yawning. Oh, definitely time for bed. So, I finish the last little section of my coloring page, hold it up under the lamplight and look. Yeah, I like those colors. They're peaceful and soothing and slightly playful. Putting away the rest of the coloring pages and the colors, the markers, and in the drawer. In the house, I head in to get ready and brush my teeth in that tiny bathroom. A couple of us fit in here at a time, brushing our teeth, taking turns at the pedestal sink, washing our faces. And then I am going to choose one of the beds upstairs. We already brought our luggage in and our food and cooler and all of the things that we want handy here in the cottage. So I grab my backpack, carry-on size of luggage, and bend over as I wind my way up those tiny corner stairs. Creaking up, I notice a nightlight come on because it's so dark up there. I find a light switch, and the only lights that come on are a lamp by the tiny short couch and the triple bulbs on our nightstand. At the far end of the room, I choose the bed on the right-hand side and I put my pillow on there. Getting into pajamas, I open windows after turning off lights and just enjoy the air gently seeping in. Crawling into bed. It's firmer than mine at home, but it's comfortable. I crawl in between bright yellow sheets and under a bright blue comforter. After all, this is the kids' room, but it works for adults. Suddenly I wake up and I feel the house is shaking. Am I imagining things? No, it's rocking like a cradle. And I hear a rumble outside and I realize the train is going by just a couple blocks away and rocking this whole tableland at the base of the bluffs. Oh, well, they at least don't whistle the train too much during the night in this area. As I hear the rumble and I feel the house rock, I smile and go back to sleep. Eventually, I realize I'm hearing a bright-voiced bird calling, and my mind slowly wakes up to think, I've heard that somewhere. What is it? Oh, it's the cardinal I saw last night. I open my eyes and see a little bit of light coming in the window at the far end of the room. Such little, low, square windows we have here in this tiny upstairs. And out that window is a tree, and I remember seeing a bird feeder in there, in that tree when we came in yesterday. I'm guessing the birds are collecting for their breakfast. And I hear more than one voice now, not just the one cardinal, but other birds as well. I hear a mourning dove. I stretch. I slept so well. I feel so refreshed. I take deep breaths to get oxygen to all my muscles and to my fingertips and toes. Throwing back the blanket and the sheet, I sit up and put my feet over the edge, and they hit with my knees still up high because this is so close to the floor under this low ceiling. Reaching for my water bottle and my glasses, I take a bunch of gulps of good fresh water. Putting on my glasses, I look out the window at the head of the beds, and there's the catalpa tree and the Adirondack chairs. The backyard is still in shade. Getting up, I'm excited for this day, so I get dressed quickly and I head down the creaking stairs, and I notice there's a shelf right where the stairs turn, kind of up by the slanted ceiling, full of games. Well, that looks fun. There's some puzzles there too. And then coming down the rest of the stairs, underneath the stairs, I see more games. Well, we have plenty of options here if we have a rainy day or just for a cozy evening. Right now it feels kind of chilly. The wood floor feels cold under my bare feet as it creaks and cracks. And I feel the gaps between the big old wide boards between my toes, under my toes. I think this is a good morning for the gas fireplace. So before breakfast, I turn the dial and hear the poof and the roar of the flames and watch how they spread across the fake logs. Not bad. It's nice to have a fire in a place that you wouldn't want to have guests hauling in wood and having an open fire. So yeah, this is really cozy, having a gas fireplace in the living room. Heading to the kitchen, I start getting my breakfast together and say good morning as I see others gathering. This is a fun time, I think, to use the espresso machine. We don't have one at home. I rarely have coffee with breakfast, but I'm going to have lots of protein with this breakfast. I'm going to have a couple eggs and some baked oatmeal, and yeah, it sounds really good to have coffee with it. So I get out the directions and think I'm going to go all the way, and I'm going to have steamed milk with this espresso. So I'm going to make a latte. Working from the directions, I grab the milk out of the fridge and I push the button and grind the coffee and choose a mug and have it sitting under there. All the things. I hear that grinding sound. I hear that and I smell the coffee coming out. That smells good. So not burnt, just so rich and dark flavored. Then it is time to steam the milk, and after I do that whole process and get it all put together very unprofessionally, but having so much fun, I have my eggs also ready and my baked oatmeal heated up, and bringing it all together on a tray, I go out to the living room and set my tray on the coffee table, settle on the couch facing the fire, and just enjoy my breakfast. Through the picture window behind me, I can glance and see the street, and there are people out walking for exercise, walking their dogs. Some are heading out to work in their cars. There's some families biking. There's a mom and a couple of kids out biking. Ooh, one of the kids took a tumble. They hit our host's mailbox with their bike. And out comes the host, and I think, I wonder what he's gonna say to them having hit his mailbox. But no, he's just concerned that they're okay. And I watch as he goes back to his garage and gets some tools and starts to work on her bike. So fun to see. And I remember the bike on the kitchen towel, and I think, yeah, I think our neighbor knows something about bikes. I turn back to the fireplace and watch the flames dancing as I take a sip of my latte. Ooh, that's delicious. I'm glad I added a little bit of maple syrup, even though I normally drink coffee black. Sitting here, we all gather around and enjoy our breakfasts and the fire. And we think, what are we going to do today? We're on vacation. We're in an old historic town. We're on the Mississippi River. There's shipping we can watch. There's islands to explore. Oh, there's so many things. There's bluffs and rivers coming down in to meet the Mississippi. We just start to open the area guides and enjoy visiting and look at this and how about that, and starting to make lists that we could possibly do on our various days here. We're all feeling excited and energetic and in a relaxed way. Looking forward to more days and more nights at Stone's Throw Cottage. Thank you for joining me for this visualization. Feel free to go on and imagine what you would do visiting the Mississippi, walking the old downtown, checking out shops, hiking in local state parks. There are endless options.